So we start off here with a little Fabrics 420. Alright, little Fabrics 420. Jim, you've already showed us that. No, I've showed you that one. Alright, this is another one. Didn't realise I had a 420, so I bought another. I've got this manky thing here. I had to buy it because, you know, it looks very worn, doesn't it, and abused. So I thought I'm going to have to rescue it. We'll move on here. This was part of a 2-for-1 deal. It was this one and this one next to it. Jim, you've showed us that. No, I've showed you that one. Alright, so that's that. We've got a little Radida 251A. Alright, this is tiny, look. There's my hand. Bought this because it's steel. Very unusual. Vise that size to be steel. What that's sitting on, we will come back to in a minute. Alright? Because that's special. Pair of vice grips here. Right. Now these, I did do a video on a pair the same as these about 2 years ago. That's titled something like 80-year-old mole grips. I'll put a link to that down below. We'll have a look here. Can we see this? There you go. These are 80-year-old DeWitt. No quick release. Alright, lovely old, hardly used. The jaws are fantastic. DeWitt vice grips. Moving quickly on to this one. Look at that. Lovely handle, which is the main reason I bought it. Lovely handle on that. Had a couple of 18-inch adjustable wrenches or shifters come in this week. That one there's a Draper. Quite bad, lost a lot of chrome, but that'll be in a future video, clean that up. And this one here, the pictures were blurry when I bought them. I'll put the prices on that I paid for both of these. They were bargains. I'm looking at this here in the picture and I'm thinking, oh, that could be CK. So I bought them and they're not, but they're a Laura, so just as good. So clean them up and they should. That is heavy. Much heavier. I also managed to pick this up. The Desmond Stephan Manufacturing Co. Urbana, Ohio. Look at that for a lovely early vice. That's going to take a nice clean and paint on it. Alright, so that'll be a future project. We got that Parkinson over the back there. I think you've probably all seen the video on that. Little record number 1 and a Vono number 4. Alright, so always pan out and I'll quickly give you some of the vices because you've not seen the vices for a while, have you? Alright. Now this one. Oh, I had a 3-hour drive for this bugger. I can't even tell you how much money I typed in on this, but I wanted to win it. And I shall show you why. So, there it is at the top of the page. We'll come back to that in a second. We'll just scroll down the rest of the page. Have a look at the rest of the Parkinson vices. Get right down to the bottom here. And we see my ball base vice. But here's the one at the top. The one I've got. 1888. One of the first Parkinson vices ever made. So what sort of vice collector would I be if I hadn't have won this? Right, so today's vice is this one. Because it's rare. Rare as hen's teeth. It is, look, a Mohawk and Shelburne. This was made as a range by Miller's Falls from 1931 to 1949 only. When you look on the internet, there are not many pictures. Now, in fact, this is about the best logo I can find. So, I'm measuring with calipers because I'm going to cut out some tape and put the tape over it to protect it while I get the paint off. And obviously, I want to be highly accurate with the tape that's covering it. Later on, we will see what a good choice I made to use calipers to measure that original logo. Because boy, do I fuck up by putting tape on this. That's it, Jim. You rub that tape on well. Make that stick really good. So, due to my total stupidity, this little vise turns out to be my hardest restoration probably ever. So yes, Miller's Falls released these from 1931 to 1949, and they did a whole range of, more of a budget range of tools. Planes, vices, anything like that. Quite rare now to find a mohawk and shelburne. And don't forget, spending the extra few seconds putting masking tape on can save minutes cleaning overspray off. Now I'm just going to see if this bit of tape will do for the spraying. Just have a quick look underneath it, see how things are going. See if I can flick an edge up here. Yeah, that's alright. What about the other edge? Just flick that up, see how that's doing under there. Oh, bollocks. It's pulled the sticker off the vise. Well, I've got to spray it anyway, so I'll spray it and then I'll have a think about what I'm going to do next. Obviously, I'm going to stick with the original colours of black and red. And it's such a small area. Goes on nice and easy. And give it 20 minutes in front of the 2 kilowatt fan heater. While that's drying, we'll just pop over to my extractor fan, see how that's doing. Look how well this works, look at all that stuff that's collected. It's bloody brilliant, this. Sits right behind the grinder, pulls out everything that comes off the wire wheel. So let's remove the tape and see what damage is done, and it has done a lot of damage. Well, having a good think, I'm going to resort to water slide transfers. First off though, let's rebuild this logo where the patches are and make it a little bit better. This is an app on the phone called Photo Editor. Where the circle is, you take that colour, and where you put your finger, you put that colour. So as you can see, it's not quite right, so I'm going to move the circle and use a different bit of yellow, and then move the circle again and use another different bit of yellow. Reasonably easy to use. And let's just fill that bottom bit in there in red. You get the picture. It actually took me over 2 hours to rebuild the sticker. And it came out looking like this. Which I think is a massive improvement. I didn't want to mess about with the left hand side because it didn't exist to start with. This is what it did look like, if you remember. And it turned into this. So now onto a program called Avery or Avery. Design and print. Found this on the internet, totally free. and you just load your pictures onto the page of your choice. Here I just used a blank page. You size it down. In my case it was 7.1mm by 14.2 I think, so I even got the original size. And then I printed it onto some special water slide paper using my normal printer. I knocked out a few other transfers I might need in the future, save wasting the paper. You give them a spray with clear coat, job done. Now the one thing about water slide transfers is they like to go onto a white background. If you was to put them straight on black, you'd never see it. So I've had to mask off the area in the shape of the transfer and spray it white. Then slide the transfer on. My God, what a lot of work went into this bugger. Now I went round the edges with a black marker just to make it look a bit more authentic. Here's what it started like, and here's what it looks like now. Felt really sad when I pulled that masking tape off, but really happy with the way it came out. Right, that's it, you Vice Maniacs. I'm going to say bye for now.